Bonjour, friends. Bonjour, bonjour. Cynthia here, and I am back. I am going live as promised with my special guest tonight. We're going to talk about style. We're going to talk about glamour. We're going to talk about pageantry. And I just can't wait for her to join me. And I think she is here. I think she's here. Let's see. Yep. Yes, she is.
Hello,
Hello,
worked.
beautiful. It worked.
My first time,
Yep.
so little trepidation there to
Yeah,
make sure it worked.
but you did well. Welcome to the live.
Thank you, thank you. It's going to
Well,
get easier after this,
oh
right,
yeah,
Cynthia?
definitely. You're gonna love it. Well, good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to my pageant series. And tonight's guest is Kerry Damiano, the beautiful, stylish Kerry. And I know you guys are going to love this conversation because we're going to be talking about style. So call a friend, tell a friend, get a notebook or get your phones out and go to the notes section and get ready to take notes. Good evening, Kerry. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for accepting my invitation. So let's talk about style. Let's jump right
Yeah,
into it.
let's
I
talk
believe,
about style.
let's talk about style. First and foremost, I believe there's a major difference between fashion and style. What do you believe that difference is, if you believe there's a difference?
Sure, absolutely. There's a difference. I think style is your personal expression, how you see yourself, and that what you are on the outside, how you present yourself is a reflection of your personality, your character, who you are on the inside. Fashion is just the physical manifestation, accessories, clothing, shoes, handbags, all of that. But style is the personal expression.
Style is the personal expression. I love that. So, for instance, I believe that my style is vintage. My style is old Hollywood. I love the era of the 60s. So, when you think of Cynthia, I want people to see glamour. I want them to see some extravagance. I want them to see sophistication. Would you say that style?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you are describing yourself and then putting that into practice with what you are showing to the world. Your clothes say something about you. And it's good
Mm.
to know what they say, because I think a lot of people don't. And then people get the wrong impression about them, and they're like, why? Well, because you weren't saying what you thought you were saying. And so I love that about you. And I definitely see that glamour, that vintage, that old world style on you.
I like what you said about clothes says something about you. Do you believe that clothes have energy as well, for lack of a better word? Like if you were to put on something like a black hoodie, you would never, or black leggings, it gives you the feeling or the energy of being sort of, down and, a little, for lack of a better word, depressed. Do you believe that clothes give energy as well?
You know, I've never really thought of it that way. But I do think that when you put something on and you look at yourself in the mirror, it can elevate you or take you down, right? Because
Yes.
you're seeing,
Yes.
and again, if you're not seeing a reflection of who you are, or maybe you are, maybe your mood, or maybe you're down, maybe you are depressed, and then you're going to dress that way too, and your whole persona then sort of is a reflection of that, which I think is kind of sad, because it's so easy to elevate yourself. Put on something that makes you feel good, makes you
Yes.
feel confident, makes you feel happy, and then you walk out the door thinking, with a little pep in your step.
I believe that. I believe yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to, what I was trying to say. Clothes give you that energy. Clothes help you present yourself to people. People see you based on how you present yourself. And in today's world, many women will say, well, I can wear what I want. It's my right to wear as much clothes as I want, or um, as little clothes as I want. However, when they are treated a certain way because of how they present themselves, they believe that, it's wrong. What is your take on that?
Well, I think you're absolutely right about that. That again, we say something to the world, and then when we're treated that way, and we think, why are you treating me that way? Well, because that's what you put out there. That's what
Yes.
that's the way you said you wanted to be treated.
Treated.
And it's not just clothes, Cynthia. I think you understand this, that it's how you carry yourself as well. That's very much a part of your style. And that's why you can wear something that maybe is a little bit different or not trendy or, is very much your own, because if you carry it off with confidence, people think, oh, that looks great on you.
Yes.
Even if it wouldn't look great on them, it's how you carry it.
Let's talk about that.
Sure.
Style in pageantry. I am new
Yes.
to the world of pageantry. I believe you are one of the pioneers in the beauty pageant world. You have been in this industry for the past 40
Yes.
years as a judge, a contestant. You have worked with many of the women as a coach. And for me, I've been in the pageant world for about 3 years now. And I remember watching pageants 20, maybe let's say 20 years ago. And they were so glamorous to me. I mean, the big hair, the big gown, and you win a car and all of that. It was just so much. And I was expecting that 3 years ago when I entered the pageant industry. And sadly, that is not what I experienced. I was taught, I should say, that there are certain gowns that you wear during evening gown. There are certain suits or outfits that you wear for interview. There are certain outfits you wear for orientation. Like there was a pattern, there was a way to do it. So,
Yes.
I'm sad to say I put myself in that as well. I didn't do well because it wasn't me, right? But there was no glam there. Everyone was following fashion. Everyone was doing what the other girl did. Everyone was wearing what the winners wore. Everyone was wearing what everyone else was wearing on their Instagram pictures.
Yes.
Do you see? So what I'm saying is I don't see style in pageantry. I see fashion. I see designer gowns. I see designer clothing. Women are wearing designer clothing. They are wearing what everyone else is wearing. I don't see personal style. What is your take on that? Do you see personal style in pageantry?
A little, but I think you're onto something there, that it's kind of, you're told this is what it is, and you look around and you see what everyone else is doing, and you try to fit yourself into that. And if it's not you, how can you do well? How can you be judged fairly? If you don't show the judges, the director, everyone around you, the contestants, who you are, and then you don't do well, was it because you didn't show them who you are? Did you try to present something that you actually are not? You weren't true to who you are. We say this in pageantry a lot. Yeah. Be true to yourself.
Yes.
Be yourself, right?
Yes.
And then this very example of what you're talking about, that you wear something that wouldn't be you, trying to fit in, trying to be what you think the judges want, but you don't know. You don't know what the judges want. And I've been on many, many judging panels, and I can tell you this, we all disagree. Everybody has an opinion, and sometimes it's kind of a knockdown.
Wow.
Are you thinking with picking her kind of a thing? So sometimes everyone agrees, but a lot of times they don't. So how can you say, I'm going to wear this because this is what the judges are looking for, when you don't know what the judges are looking for? So wouldn't it be best just to be yourself, to present who you are, and that way, no matter what the judges are looking for, each one a different thing, you've just been yourself, win or lose. At that point, it doesn't matter. There's no regrets. You have a regret if you haven't presented yourself.
So once you present yourself, then that is your style. Ladies, if you're in the pageant industry, if you are a contestant, if you are thinking about being a contestant, even if you are a model, I highly, highly encourage you to find your personal style and bring that to the stage.
Yes.
There is nothing, there's nothing more fulfilling than, projecting who you are. And I can honestly say, in the 3 years that I've been in pageantry, one of the only times I presented myself, Cynthia is at the Global Beauty Awards.
Yes.
When I came with the
oh my goodness, you were just all eyes on you. You looked amazing.
Thank you. And as soon as I walked in, you came over, we connected, we took a wonderful photo together, which I'm going to post. And that was the first time that I really wore my red lipstick and my eyeshadow and the purple and the orange and the leopard. And it was like, this is me,
Yeah. And
so
feel good. I mean, when you in and you thought, I am showing them who I am with no boundaries, no, you have to do this, you have to look a certain way, that you just could go, ta-da, here I am, take it or leave it.
But how do we help the other women? I see it. I talk to women in pageantry. It's like this fear. Some of them, first of all, some don't even know who, and I mean this in the nicest way. I mean this with all humility. They haven't tapped into that inner image as yet because there's so much noise. This woman is wearing this beautiful, I don't want to call any designer names, but she's wearing this particular gown and she has on this suit and Kerry designed this for someone and I want that. But who are you? How does someone find their inner image?
Well, I like to say start with some descriptive words that define who you are. So like you used old Hollywood glamour, vintage. There's chic, trendy, sophisticated, classy, dramatic, glamorous, organized, professional.
Flamboyant.
I mean, there's many different descriptive words, and all of your listeners can do this. They can just write down 3 to 5 words that they feel describe them. Then you take your descriptive words into your closet and you start, pull out a piece. Does this fit with any of those words I just used to describe myself? And saying something different, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It might mean that maybe you need to do something to it. Dress it up with a fabulous statement necklace, or maybe replace some sleeves or put a fabulous jacket over it, or, so it doesn't mean go to your closet, ladies, and throw everything out. It just means start being more intentional about how you select things. And then everything that you buy new, use those words as a guide. Does this make me look glamorous? If it does, great. If it doesn't, okay, well, can I do something to it to make it look glamorous? Yes. And if not, back, spend your money on something else.
I love that. The descriptive words.
Yes.
So let me ask.
People have homework.
Yes, you're giving them homework. Okay, so how did you know, at what point in your life did you know that I love style? I'm a stylish woman. I'm not trendy. I don't go with the trends and the fashion of the day or the outfits of the week. How did that come to you?
I don't know that it was ever an epiphany that came to me, but I do know that I always did march to the beat of my own drummer from the time I was little. And my mom said that about me, that I just wanted to be myself, and I didn't want to be told what to wear or what to do. So I think it probably was always just part of my personality. But I think too, the longer you're in this industry, the more you see things, the more you experience, the more you come into your own of who you are. And pageantry does that for us, doesn't it? It helps you become self-aware, and it's all about self-development. The more confident you become in who you are, the more you are willing to say, yeah, that's a great trend, but it's just not for me.
Not for me.
Right.
Do you believe the designer name is necessary to be stylish? I know was necessary to be fashionable, but do you need the big names? Do you need the Versace's and the Chanel's? Even though I'm
Absolutely.
wearing Chanel right now, but do you believe that it's do you believe that it's necessary for the woman who wants to find her personal style? Does she? I mean, once she finds her description, okay, this is the type of woman that I am. This is what I want to project. This is what I want people to see. Does she have to go out and get the Chanel's and the Versace's and the Dolce and Gabbanas? Does she?
Absolutely not.
Where does she
And
start?
there's nothing wrong with those beautiful brands because
Right.
they're beautiful quality clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. But you do not have to spend a lot of money to look good. So I like to say, for example, that choosing a great color for yourself is free. Meaning, if you have $25 to spend on a blouse, you can spend $25 on the wrong color, or you can spend it on the right color. Wrong color will make you feel like I need more makeup, or I'm not feeling well, I didn't get enough sleep last night, I'm looking tired. Where when you put on the right color, your eyes light up like a Christmas tree, and you feel, I need a lot of extra makeup today, I feel great about myself. So the same $25 could make you feel one way or the other way. So why not go for the color that makes you, again, just gives you that extra pep in your step, makes you feel great. That when you walk out, you're just like, I'm ready to take the world by storm.
Wow. So knowing the right color is important. The right color for you.
Yeah.
I love
So it's
that.
an example of why it doesn't have to be a designer.
Yes.
It can just be, it can be something you found at the thrift store.
Right.
If great color for you, and fit. Fit is another one to me that is really important, that it fits you properly, not too big, not too small, not too long, not too short, all of those things, to have it be just right for you. It fits you properly and is a great color. And then it doesn't matter what the label says.
Right. You mentioned thrift.
Yes.
I love antique shopping. I love antiquing. I've been doing it for over 20 years. Every weekend it's like I'm in love with it. I even, Kerry, you're going to laugh at this. I called myself going into a luxury consignment business where I would find the treasures and I would resell. I went out of business. You know why? I kept everything. Exactly. I kept everything. I kept it all for myself. I couldn't let it go. So I went out of business. That didn't work. So what do you think?
Art, Cynthia.
So what do you think about thrifting, antiquing, estate sales? I love estate sales.
Love it. I filled my house with treasures that I found at yard sales, thrift stores, antique shops, all of that sort of thing. But I'm also quite creative. So I paint things. Even clothes, I dress them up in some way. Maybe I'll put crystals on them, or maybe I'll take a sleeve down, put a different sleeve on it, or, so I like to see the potential of what something could be.
Wow.
But I also love the bargain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love the bargain. The bragging rights of, I bought this for $5.
Or I remember I went to an estate sale and there was you would love this. I'll send you the photo. It was a turquoise silk Bill Blass from the 70s dress. It was $3. And I saw one like it on eBay for $2,500.
Doesn't that just make you go?
Oh my goodness. It's those finds, when my husband is like, oh, you're getting junk. I'm like, this is not junk. It's vintage. It's quality. You don't find quality like this. It's hard to find these days. And I've heard about the flea markets in Paris. You mentioned that you went to Paris recently.
Yes.
And tell me about that. Tell us about that.
Well, their flea market is like no other. I showed it on my show, Ms. World Traveler.
Okay.
Anyone can go onto YouTube and look at that, because the flea market there, the famous one, is this collection of 35 different markets. And so there's kind of something for everyone. If you're just looking for, cheap cotton socks, you can find that there. If you are looking for antiques, a couple hundred years old that have come out of a castle, you can.
Ooh, yes.
Every everything in between. It's really, it's almost overwhelming. You almost like need to have a plan.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm going to go look for today, and then go back another time when you're going to look for something else, because it's a lot.
I could get lost there, especially if they have anything from Versailles. I don't know how I would bring it back, but I would have I would have a ball there. I know I would.
They figured out how to ship it to you, so if you spend you know, an amount of money, they're going to help you get it home.
Let's go back to pageantry.
Yes.
How has style evolved from when you were first in the industry until now? What do you think about style in pageantry? I know we mentioned a little bit about finding your personal style for the women who are competing. What do you think about style? How has it, you know, evolved over the years?
Well, I think in a couple different ways. One is what you mentioned earlier, that it's gotten a little bit more pigeonholed in some ways, that, you know, sort of a what is expected kind of a thing. But then I think there's also this breaking out of, you know, the high red carpet, you know, the red carpet looks, it doesn't have to be a pageant gown, you know, per se, but you're bringing in the more high fashion, high style kinds of things. So I think we're seeing a little bit more of that, which I love that, you know, think outside the box. It doesn't have to be what you think a pageant gown looks like. Do something a little bit different. You know, even gloves are making a comeback.
Oh.
Can you believe? Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
and so glamorous, and you know, I love that that's making a comeback.
Let's talk about the Style Award at the Global Beauty Awards.
Yes,
that's named after you, actually. How did that come about? Yes.
Well, how that started was I was judging a pageant, and there was a particular young woman who had done everything right. You know, she was wearing the beautiful colors, perfect for her. Her hair was done beautifully, makeup, everything was done right. She just wasn't the winner that time. You know, it wasn't her weekend to win.
Right.
And there should be something that recognizes what a great job, you know, some of these young women do, because obviously she put a lot of time and effort into creating her look. So that's where the Kerry Damiano Style Award was formulated, kind of the original. And I started doing it at some pageants, and I would just sponsor it. And then, okay, what about the Global Beauty Awards? Because it's the same thing, that we have so many amazing young women in pageantry that work very hard at it. And it's just a way of recognizing that effort that they have made to develop a distinctive personal style.
Why do you believe the Global Beauty Awards is an important event for the industry, and why?
Oh, absolutely. Well, for one, it's such a networking event, right? You're going to meet people from all different systems. And I think that really helps develop the sisterhood.
Yes.
Right? It's not just, well, this group over here is from that system and this group's from that system. It's very much a, you know, meeting of and mingling of all of the different systems. And then you learn something about it, and you know people. You know, pageantry is a small industry.
It is.
A lot of the same people doing in a lot of different places. So I think the networking is one of the most important things, but also to be part of the celebration of our industry.
Yeah.
I think that's important, to know who those players are and to celebrate them.
I love it. Well, is there anything else you would like to share with our community?
Oh gosh. How many hours do you have?
Well, let me say this. Let me help. Ladies, I highly encourage you, you know, if I endorse it, it's good. Yeah. If you want to develop your personal style, if you don't want to follow trends and fashion, if you want to express yourself in this world, you only have one life to live. I encourage you to contact Kerry. Have a conversation with her and begin understanding who you are from the inside and how you want to show up.
Love that. Thank you, Cynthia. That's just wonderful.
I believe you can definitely help them with that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you right now in front of everybody, because you talked about color. What color do you think goes good with my complexion?
Oh, well, some beautiful lavenders would be, you know, just a really white, bright lavender. And some aqua turquoise blue on you, which is mentioned a turquoise dress that you found at a thrift store. So
Yes.
fabulous on you. Obviously, a beautiful stark white is going to be just gorgeous on you.
So lavender, turquoise, and white.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see
Terry,
what else.
I like color. I like popping colors like oranges and purples and pinks and greens. What do you think? No?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I you in those colors a lot. So I'm trying to give you something that maybe you haven't thought of.
Okay. Okay.
I see you in those beautiful, brilliant colors, but you might also think about mint. Have you ever worn mint?
No.
You might consider, just try it and see what you think.
Kerry, you're creating a monster here. You know, you know when I come to the Global Beauty Awards, when I came last year and I showed up and I was like, bam, here I am. And then I looked at you and I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh. But it was so nice because you came over and we took pictures and we were complimenting each other. So I'm telling you, I'm being very honest. This year, I'm talking with hubby and I'm like, you know, Kerry, you know, she's the one, she's a designer, you know, we got to pick this, we got to go with this. What about that? So you are causing me to up my game and I'm going to bring it, I'm telling you.
Oh, well, that compliments, because really, you know, part of my mission at the Global Beauty Awards is to get everyone to elevate their style. Let's make this event kind of like the Academy Awards, where, you know, about what were you wearing and, you know, what were the beautiful gowns? Why shouldn't our awards for our industry be the same? I mean, we're fashionable women.
We have everything it takes. We're pageant women, right? I mean,
so we should be talking about the fashion at the Global Beauty Awards.
I love that. I love that. We have, you know what, I think I'm going to send Maureen an email, who is the co-founder, and say, yes, we need to start talking about the fashion at the Global Beauty Awards. We're celebrating everyone's achievements and all of their hard work and everything, but we have to celebrate the fashion as well. We have to talk about the fashion as well.
Talk about it.
Talk about it. All right, Kerry, it was wonderful. Is there anything else? How can my followers, how can anyone watching this get in contact with you? First of all, to see the work that you're doing, and second, to have a conversation with you about their personal style.
Sure. Well, I would love it if you followed me on Instagram. It's Kerry, Ms. World Traveler, and that is my travel. You know, go all over the world, and we talk about shopping and style, and fashion, and art and antiques. So those who love that will like to follow my journey. Also on YouTube, we're Ms. World Traveler, MS, Ms. World Traveler on YouTube. And then if you'd like to email me, it's Kerry at kerrydamiano.com. So just first name and then first and last name, Kerry at kerrydamiano.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you again at the Global Beauty Awards.
And for having me. Wonderful.
You're welcome. Bye. Bye, everyone.